there. I'm about to head down to the garden to kind of check on things, do a couple little chores in the greenhouse, but I had to check on the indoor seedlings first. I need to get them under the grow lights, but I've been having so much fun watching them grow and watching them sprout that I've been keeping them here on my kitchen counter and kind of just loving being able to see them all the time. We do get pretty good light. This is a south facing window. And actually when I first started growing seedlings, I did all of them in front of the windows here and they honestly did pretty well. I never really had that much of an issue like keeping them right up against the south window, but I'm in Virginia, so I am a little bit further south. I think it makes it a little easier to grow plants in a window. I definitely found that grow lights make it, a lot easier, but if all you got is a windowsill, it's definitely doable. And so I think I'm gonna keep these seedlings on the counter as long as I can. They're just so cute to have right here, and I've got them in, it's basically a little terrarium at this point with these covers that come with the seed tray. It's super nice, so the cats can't get to them. My little daughter can't accidentally, be poking the seedlings, and I can watch them grow. Although you can see them already starting to lean a little bit toward the light, so just like during the day, I always come in here and rotate this thing so that at least, they are a little bit straighter. But yeah, I gotta get these up to the grow lights. But first thing today is actually head down, as I said, to the unheated greenhouse. I started all of those little peas and the winter sowing seedlings in the unheated greenhouse. So while it's nap time, I gotta get down there and water everything. So I'm staying on top of it. I'm not gonna let them dry out. I am big about the nap time gardening. I have learned over the last couple years to garden in 20-minute increments, just so I make sure I get everything done that I need to while everybody's napping. Anyways, in the unheated greenhouse right now, it's about 40-ish. I'm just all bundled up because I got baby girl with me, but it's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit out here today. Kind of semi-cloudy. We'll see how warm it actually is in the greenhouse. I don't think anything has sprouted yet because it's only been a few days since I sowed everything. But if it's warm in there, we might be seeing some growth. Let's see what we've got going on in here. Check on the fishies too. They're all gonna hide once I come in. They always hide under the rocks. Okay. These seedlings doesn't look like I need to water in here, and I don't think anything is sprouting yet. This is what I anticipate with starting seeds in the unheated greenhouse. Since it's not indoor warmth conditions in here, it is getting probably pretty chilly at night, although right now it's 75 degrees in there, about 45 out here. I do kind of expect the seedlings to take a little bit longer to germinate and get going, just because I'm assuming it's getting a little bit cooler in here at night. I don't see a single sign of any ice or anything on the container pond, which is a good sign. So that's kind of how I keep track right now of the temperature in there and make sure it's not gonna freeze. I could get, of course, a thermometer that, has some sort of I'm sure you can get one that connects to an app on your phone or something like that, but I haven't set that up just yet. I just have the old school thermometer. I just realized I needed to check too that the peas I sowed, are they starting? The peas are starting to germinate. I've also got a few that seem to have come up to the surface. Let's take a look at the pea situation. Look, you can see why I put this cover over. This is the, this is bug netting. Look, you can see something was trying to dig in here. Oh my gosh, these squirrels are relentless. I'm gonna push a few of the peas seem to have kind of come to the surface. I was a little willy-nilly when I sowed them, to be perfectly honest, and I didn't really make sure everything was super covered. There's no germination on the peas yet. I saw that little sprout there and I thought it was a pea shoot, but it's just one of the old seedlings that was in here. I tried to sow a bunch of greens in these containers, but they we had, what am I trying to say? I I tried to sow a bunch of greens in these containers, but the squirrels kept getting in and digging in them. So there's a few little like leftover seedlings, but nothing that has really, germinated seriously or started to be able to really grow because the squirrels just got in here and messed everything up. I also don't know if violas are water plants like this. I just popped that pot in there to have something growing. So don't necessarily take my word for it that violas can grow in a container pond like this. I'll keep you posted if they survive. But so far they're doing. All right, that's the greenhouse sorted. I'm just gonna close it because it is kind of cloudy today. There's a little bit of sun sort of peeking through, which will warm up the greenhouse a little bit, but if I keep it closed, then it'll really stay nice and toasty in there, which will be good. I think we have a low of about 28 degrees Fahrenheit for tonight, so I don't want I don't want it to get too cold in here, so I'm just gonna close it up now and let it just store up that heat during the day. The little winter garden. I'm gonna come in right now and clean up a few leaves and things since I didn't need to water in the greenhouse. Everything was still holding enough moisture. I'll just clean out some of these things just to keep things looking tidy. Just these little chores are actually kind of fun this time of year, and it's an excuse. I actually have something to do in the garden. Look at this. These are theoretically cabbages, although honestly they're so leggy like that. That is not what a head of cabbage is supposed to look like. This is what happens when you grow a cabbage in too much shade. I'm pretty sure that's the issue with this, although you can see here a little bit, maybe a little bit of a head is starting to form. I'm not sure how secure. That little, it's a very loud car going by. Let them pass. I'm not really sure what would even happen if a real head forms on that lettuce, like teetering out the side of the container. That would be kind of interesting. I'm gonna chalk it up. We'll chalk it up to whimsical if it happens. That'll be the plan for that. I saw this quote, I put it at the beginning of the video, by Walt Whitman, which was, do anything but let it produce joy. And I feel like I've never seen a quote that sums up so perfectly the whole philosophy of this garden. Honestly, it's all about experimenting. It's all about having fun. I try, to grow just about anything as long as I want to grow it and I think it looks fun. I try to grow it out here in this garden, and joy is honestly the biggest harvest that this garden produces, really. I get some food for sure, and it's kind of amazing how much food you can get from even this tiny of a space, and I certainly get a lot of flowers and a lot of beauty, and I think it's a really lovely space. But the biggest thing that I get is joy, and just the joy of being out here. I've been talking a lot in the last couple videos, I know, about kind of just enjoying the winter garden, but it's been this year has been so interesting for me in how fast time is moving and how much I am enjoying the winter garden. And just seeing that quote just made me think, I don't know, so much about what this garden really produces, and that is joy. It's just honestly why I come out here every day, even if it's just for a couple minutes, even if I'm running out here during nap time. I really love it. It's so much fun just to be in the garden. So I guess I really just came on here today to pop around in the garden and to say that of all the things that your garden produces this year, I hope it produces lots of food or flowers or whatever it is you're growing, but I hope it also produces a lot of joy, because that's one of probably the best things that the garden can produce. And I always feel really grateful that I am able to garden as a hobby. I can go to the grocery store if I need to get food. I don't rely on this garden for food, and I always feel really grateful for that. I come from a long family of farmers. A lot of my family members my extended family, even up to this day, grew and grow corn. And obviously farming is just, such an intense industry. And I think about how much the weather affects my garden, and it helps me keep perspective when I have failures of crops or flowers or the squirrels or whatever it is. I've been really trying to be mindful of how lucky I am that I don't have to rely on this garden, and then just focusing on the real purpose of this garden, which is joy. So if it's something that's frustrating me or it's not fun, I'm just gonna do something else. I'm not gonna try to push something that's not working. If a plant's not working, pull it out, put something else in place, sow different seeds, try things out. Yeah, that's just all of what gardening is about for me. Anyway, so I don't know, some random kind of musings on a cold winter day, but I just saw that quote and it just sparked something in me. And do anything you want in your garden and just let it produce joy. Like what could be a more perfect quote? Anyways, I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm just gonna go back inside because it's getting chilly out here. Thank you so much for spending some time in the garden, and I'll talk to you next one. Bye-bye.